Alrighty. See the big water tank there? That's near where the peacock has its eggs. There has been talk of setting up the front-loading washing machine they've got, which is a very good machine. Heats its own water, got a pump inside and everything. And using that red water pump I showed the other day to pump it out of the river up to the empty tank, and then plumb the washing machine straight out of that. If we actually do that or not is another thing, because, well, there's various jobs on the agenda, and it all depends whose priorities end up being the ones we do. There's the old garden patch. Ooh. Tomatoes not looking so great. You have probably seen these before on YouTube. I don't know if that's where he got the idea. Basically, you just got your star pickets there with, I think you're looking about 1.5 inch polyethylene pipe. They've screwed in bit of RHS and stretch it over. In the summer they got this, keeps out horses and peacocks and wabbits and whatever else. Rabbits might be running scared around here because of the dogs killing them, but just got an old wooden post either end. And in the winter it gets seriously cold here because we're at a reasonably high altitude, and they go and put clear plastic over it to sort of turn it into a greenhouse effectively. A few bits and pieces coming up. Through like pumpkins and squash, and I think there's a few sunflowers in here and stuff as well. But so we'll get a closer look at this. I've obviously used a bit of wire as cross bracing. I think this one might have broke. That one over there is alright. Yeah, not a bad little setup really. Oh, look at this, I'll take the camera under. Look at this is absolutely choking. I've never seen so many. Only one thing in all my life. That's just solid plums right through from one side to the next. Look at the size of it, that's inches across. It plums from there right through to there, and I mean they're just solid. All up through in there. Right at the top. Look at it sagging against the rest of it. Used to snap itself off. Loaded with fruit, but unfortunately we got some sort of a little bug or something, leaving all these black spots. There would have to be about 40 fruit trees. These ones here, this is like a more matured or slightly bigger version of the plums I've got at the back. But the mother-in-law was saying that this is likely to be a plums they use for prunes, or prune plum or some blooming thing like that. Because her father had a lot of fruit trees and she knows quite a bit on the subject. I've seen one of these little turkeys before, I think. It's a caterpillar that covers itself in its own crap, and I had one of these on my plum trees. Well, there was a hell of a kerfuffle at about 6 o'clock in the morning or something today. Seems like a fox got into the peacocks. And that little one you saw there is the only survivor. The mother got taken and everything by the looks. And the neighbours might hand raise it, or it might end up going home with me. Who would have thought I'd go home with a peacock? Anyway, they might keep it if it's because they've lost so many. We'll just see. How did you 2.5 buckets and counting out of one tree. The birds haven't got yet. Alrighty. Whoa. Well, we basically fix the fence posts, which you can barely even see. We've come out a little bit late because we haven't been working for a while. We've been drinking a few beers. As you can see, probably see the scaffolding there. And yeah, a lot of fart arsing around because the posts sort of come out a bit further than they were supposed to be. And we mucked around a bit, but we got it all up, and we got the fascia board, which you also cannot see on the front. Of 2/3 of it, we've still got to do this one here, which you'll probably notice is a little bit on the sag. So anyway, once we get the fascia board under that, we'll be all right. We sort of, I've come out here too late really, but there's, we've cut right into the front half of the posts, and then basically cut into the back half of some other leftover floor joist, which was in very good condition, and it's almost like, well, the posts get slit down the middle, and the two halves overlap each other, and you put some dirty, great big screws into that, and then it sort of strengthens it as a result, because the bottom is not the same old rotten crap it was. But you can't replace them, but you can repair them. But in the process, you can hack away a bloody lot of them to repair them. And we chopped about 750 mil out of them, actually. And yeah, so unfortunately, I've come out a little bit late. I can see this as clear as anything. The phone can't. But yeah, that's what happens when you get drinking and talking away to the neighbours. And that little peacock there, I don't know what the go is with that, because we've only talked to the husband, not the wife, and the husband's not really into peacocks, but the wife is. And he'd be quite happy to let it go, but you might see the camper there. That's the brother-in-law's parents. They'll be disappearing tomorrow. The brother-in-law's father helped us in the afternoon, but he worked out all the water system in the morning and explained to us what we could probably do, and went looking for all the water fittings, and yeah, found a few, and we're sort of trying to work out a plan to be able to pump water so they can run the washing machine off the water, because they've only got rainwater so far that they've been using in the shower and for cooking purposes and whatnot, and their tanks are flaming small, and I was a little bit concerned they might be running out, and the father was concerned in the same way. And of course the washing machine, it doesn't really matter if you run that off river water. They do have a river frontage, and we can, of course, send that pump the other day. And we're working out a plan to use the leftover pipes that are still in the ground from previous owners to run water up to an empty tank on a tank stand, and then run the washing machine directly off that, so they're not using up their rainwater supply. They do have electricity, only at this building that you can see here. That's a shed. That is one that has been approved, although they had to reinforce the trusses on it, and the brother-in-law done all that and got the whole lot passed and approved. And there's a lot of technical, legal stuff that the previous owner's done, which has sort of benefited my brother-in-law, to give him a bit of a chance to make a go of legalising buildings like this one here, which is now legal. And that's got power to it, so they run extension leads all over the place from a power box up in that end of the building there. So yeah, got power but no mains water, and the power is a little bit sketchy when you run it through, I don't know, 50 metres of extension cords. doesn't quite get the amperage at the other end, if you know what I mean. They've tried to use 15 amp lines to give it heavier wiring, and that sort of seems to have worked, but on occasion we tend to blow an overload switch on a power board and whatnot, but yeah, they're making a go of it. They also have a 3-phase water pump. They're not sure if that's going. It could be seized up. It's been sitting there. It looks in good condition, and that was the original water pump off the river, but it's been sitting there for a while now. So, yeah, we just want to get something sorted out. And of course, the wiring on that's a bit questionable too. So they've got to get all that worked out. It's disconnected somewhere. So, yeah. They've got an idea where it is disconnected, but you know, you need an electrician to know what the hell wire's going where and everything, because they bought this with very little clue of what's what. But yeah, anyway, you can see the sun's going down quite quickly. If I'd have come out here 20 minutes early, you would have been able to see this a lot better actually, but didn't get any of the fruit trees netted as hoped, but not while his parents were here, but got several. That tree you saw, there's about, you've seen 2.5 buckets. There's about 4 buckets that come off that tree. That's one of about 40 fruit trees. I shit you not. There's so much fruit here, it is beyond belief. And yeah, we'll see what happens to this little peacock, but I might end up with a peacock. Wouldn't have seen that coming. Oh yes, very good news as well. Inside that shed there is a lot of the stuff that they got in boxes from when they moved out of their last residence. And one of the things in there that I know exactly where it is a portable air conditioner, and the brother-in-law has said I can borrow it over summer because it doesn't get very hot up here because it's high altitude. Holy smoke, people, I have got myself an air conditioner. I was as pleased as punch when he said that. I mightn't be making big dollars working here, but I tell you what, if I'm going back with an air conditioner to borrow for summer, oh, that's brilliant. So yeah, going to go to the beach tomorrow, but that plan may have changed, and yeah, I think we've got to finish the veranda. So we'll see what happens anyway.